Presenting a new season is an exercise I usually cherish very much. It's a moment of celebration, a moment of joy, the result of months and months of very intense brainstorming preparation. In these times where the life of some of us might be at stake, where many aspects of our future are uncertain, it might be out of touch, even inappropriate, to talk about music. I do believe in the power of culture in times of tragedy. Nevertheless, hopefully soon, we will be back together in the concert hall. And then a question will arise. What do we want to hear? What do we want to say? What is the purpose of our concerts? What is the meaning of us being together around music in this very magical and strange moment of celebration around something we all cherish and value so much? What does it say of our society? The question of the connection between music and politics and society in general was, by a strange and bitter coincidence, the very center of the season we wanted to present. And our dramaturgy was built around these essential issues. To explore this connection between music and politics, or music and society, the life and the work of Ludwig van Beethoven are absolutely exemplary. At a young age, Beethoven wrote a cantata for the death of the Emperor Joseph II. It was a commission. For our purpose, it's an example of the way music can serve power in a certain way, and how music is secondary to power. Ironically, years later, Beethoven, who originally was so enthusiastic about Napoleon Bonaparte, was so disappointed when he saw that Napoleon proclaimed himself emperor, that he scratched the dédicace to Napoleon and called the Third Symphony under the name we know today, the Eroica. So all the hopes of Beethoven for a new society, a new order of politic connections between the various people of Europe is indeed present also in that music at a level that is extremely inspiring. The same Napoleonian saga was at the base of the inspiration for the Egmont. And in this overture, you have all these national feelings that are expressed with such vigor and such power that it became the unofficial anthem of the Hungarian Revolution. So there is an extraordinary reversal where historical events have inspired the creation of a music work, but then in turn, this work is at the forefront, at the really first rank of history, and is carrying the torch of liberty into a new history. I thought this reversal was very interesting. We'll also play the overture to Fidelio. Fidelio is a work that is an expression of the power of love and reason against tyranny. Czech music will also be very present in this future season, at the point where it is almost a second team. but this is a theme that will be connected to the question of politics and music most of the time. For instance, we will perform Dvorak's Seventh Symphony, a symphony that is very preoccupied by the national Czech sentiment and identity in all its difficulties too. And we'll also perform the Ninth Symphony, the New World Symphony, which carries all the hopes of a new horizon, but uses, of course, European tradition associated in a gesture that was a conscious gesture from Dvorak, music of Native Americans, and also music that have African roots. The ultimate and terrifying example of the link between politics and music is the one of the so-called degenerated music. This strange term was coined by the deranged brains of the Nazi power. It is an arbitrary envelope in which they could put the ideas and the people they thought were enemies of their regime. Communists, Jewish, and modernity in general. Of all these composers, a lot were Czech or of Czech origins. Schrecker died at the beginning of the Nazism in 1934. Krenek was able to escape in time to the United States, but Shulov and Haas perished in the concentration camps. These voices were tragically silenced. A silence of the past that is even darker than the silence we experience today. But I find very inspiring and powerful that it is with their music that we will reopen our concert halls. Music of power, power of music. As usual, there are many more connections of ideas, composers, and works in our next dramaturgy. We hope you will have as much pleasure discovering them as we had building for you our next season. To perform this music, we have an extraordinary lineup of conductors, guest artists, soloists, but first and foremost, we have the incredible musicians of your Prague Philharmonia, full of renewed energy, full of ideas, in a joyful and we hope meaningful celebration of the majestic, of the revolutionary, of the inspiring power of music. Please enjoy.